Yeah, and then we're going to start to find mountain pose. Just let your breath settle in, smooth out. We'll start lining things up here. Okay, so it's evening and it's Monday, so we might have spent a lot of time in this position. So let's go ahead and figure out where the shoulders, rolling the shoulders is also good, where the shoulders are in relation to the hips, the ankles. Zip everything up, line up, and turn your palms forward. Calmly breathing into that space. So, as I mentioned, we want to make room for the seeds of intention we're going to plant at the new moon. So we're going to be working with a lot of clearing energy tonight. Just feel the breath moving through you. And now we're going to start releasing through the breath. So take your feet slightly wider than hip width distance. As always, we're grounding the feet so that when the knees gently bend and straighten here, they're going to be going right through the center of the feet. Okay, we're going to bend the knees, bring the hands forward, and just feel energy rise as we lift the hands. Inhale just about to the forehead, and then whew, exhale, release. So it's inhaling, straighten, lift, exhaling. It's a very soft, but maybe you can feel the air as you move your hands. And feel that release as you let it go. Even letting the breath exhale go through the mouth. And the next time you find yourself exhaling down, just finish up here and come on back up. And then we'll return to mountain pose, shake things around a little bit, and move into our cats and cows. Also, a lot of energy moving in and out. So with soft knees and soft hips, make a big ball forward, fingertips touch. Open the elbows, heart shines up without the head being thrown back. And so we're making a big ball forward and a big opening through the shoulders. Inhaling as you go back, releasing as you go forward. And the next time you find yourself rounded forward, just stay here and gently, keeping the arms soft, lift everything up, inhale, and exhale your arms back down by your side. Okay, so we're going to take the legs wider than hip width distance again with the toes facing out and get a big ball of energy right at the center of the body, opening the side body by taking the left hand to the left, right hand to the right, and circling around, and right hand to the left, left hand to the right. So this big ball of energy here. So we started with the left hand underneath. So the next time the right hand is underneath, will be even. And let's come back to center here and shake things out. All right, putting the hands on the thighs and letting the legs just naturally move however they want to here. Right arm up, back, and back, hand back to the thigh. Left arm opens and hand back to the thigh. And it's open to the right and back. So big opening for the shoulders here. Nice little twist for the body. And the next time you twist to the left and bring your left hand back to your left thigh, you'll be about even in this movement. So just come on back to mountain pose here. Maybe big toes touching mountain pose right now. And see if you can feel spaciousness, energy moving through you. Some space inside. All right, and let's shake things out. So we're going to be working our way down. Remember, we'll be on hands and knees, so make sure you have your knee padding available, right? Depending on your surface, it's going to make a difference in what you need under your knees. So let's come mountain pose at the top of the mat. Inhale. Float the arms up and keeping that gentle feeling, just float, melt forward. And then come into a nice half lift. Just shine your heart forward. Everything's nice and smooth and easy. Hands down and find your way to downward facing dog. And we're going to go ahead and really open up the feet here. Rolling. Lift one heel. Press the other heel down. And then press one heel down and hold. Press the other heel down and hold. Press both heels down and hold. Good. And let's bring the knees down and sit off to the side, finding seated mountain pose. Now we're very engaged. Okay, so for seated mountain pose, everything is engaged here. I won't say stiff, but we feel all the muscles. The spine is nice and long. Ears are over the shoulders. Inhale and exhale. Good, and then we're going to shake it out. So we're going to wake things up with a challenging core move. Yay, all right. All right, so the move is this. Many of you have done this before. I will demonstrate super quick. We're going to rock, rock, come up to seated without putting the feet down, okay? And then eventually, after doing that a few times, we're going to add a little bicycle to it. All right, so let's go. Take it back, rock, rock. Come up to seated, the feet are still up, arms are forward. And let's do it again, rock, rock. Come up to seated without putting the feet down. Yes, take it back, rock, rock. Come on up and bicycle. Take it back, rock, rock. Come on up and bicycle. And bring it back. Bring the knees in and take a little break. Raise one leg if you're good with this, since everything's feeling okay. All right. Can you see how stopping yourself right in the middle of coming to seated just engages the core right away, right? And then we add the bicycle. So let's go ahead and do that again. Rock, rock. Come on up and bicycle. Bring it down, rock, rock. Come on up and bicycle. And bring it down. All right, believe it or not, we're going to add on to that. Oh, some of you love it so much you can't stop. I see you. We're actually going to take this obliques now. All right, so let's go ahead and rock, rock. Come on up. Bring your palms together. Turn toward the right with your arms, knees toward the left. bicycle the legs. Whew. And then come through center, hands to the left, knees to the right, bicycle the legs. Come back through center, take it back. Rock, rock, up and hold. Palms touch. Hands left, knees right, bicycle. Work your way through center. Hands right, knees left. Back to center and back. We're going to take a little break here. Inhale and exhale. So you've got it. We're going to do that one more time. We're going to come up right with the hands, left with the knees. Go through center and back. And then the second time we'll start with the hands left. Okay, here we go. Rock, rock. Come up, hands right, knees left, bicycle. Come through center, bicycle, knees right, hands left. Come back to center and release, rock. Rock, last time, take it up. Hands left, knees right, bicycle. Through center, knees left, hands right, back to center, and bring it down. Inhale and exhale. Bring your feet to the mat and just let your knees move. Open and close, whatever feels great to them. Inhale and exhale. All right, are we ready to move on? Is anybody needing to go through that again? We're good? All right, so let's sit up and do some nice hip releasing. So one thing you can do is just bring yourself up. There you go. All righty. So we're going to work on rock the baby and taking both legs forward here. Inhale and exhale. All right, so we're back in seated mountain pose. Basically, bend the right knee, right foot in the left hand, right hamstring in the right hand. Keeping the torso forward, the leg goes side to side. So this could be your rock the baby tonight. You could draw the shin in closer to you. You might be taking your right foot into your left elbow. Always keep the right foot flexed wherever you are. We want to get deep into that hip. So what we're going to do now is take the right ankle to the left thigh. Support yourself with your hands. Draw your left foot in till it just touches the mat. And do a little open version of seated pigeon. Taking the right foot to the left. Leg to the right. We're still keeping that torso forward. Inhale and exhale. So we're going to let the right foot now come all the way over to the left. Just stay like this with the right foot by the left thigh. Or if your hip is really up here, just move your right foot in front of your left thigh and take that's your right shin in your left hand. Right arm up and back. Inhale. And with a long spine, twist to the right. Take your gaze towards your right shoulder. Inhale, and then as you exhale, take your gaze towards your left shoulder. And on your next exhale, turn your gaze back to the right. And bring your gaze back to center. Now what we're going to do is just come into kind of a stacked leg. The legs aren't crossed over each other. They're stacked one in front of each other, so it looks like this. Okay, so they're not like this, they're like this. Stacked leg here. Inhale, and then with a long spine from the hip creases, fold forward, bring your hands to the mat, and gently start to walk your fingertips forward. And just breathe into that right hip. Take your gaze past your right fingertips. And then start to walk your hands back, sitting up nice and tall. Inhale. Walk forward a little bit So not quite as far as you just were. And then start to take your hands over to the left. Keep your right hip grounded so you'll feel a really nice stretch and release in your right hip. And then walk your hands back forward, press your palms into the earth, gaze past your fingertips, and walk your fingertips forward, releasing that right hip. Walk your hands back, sit back, and extend the legs so we can do the same thing on the other side. So usually when we do rock the baby, we end with the twist, but we just added a little extra going deep into the hip. Did you like that? That felt pretty good. All right, so let's go ahead and take the left foot in the right hand, sitting up nice and tall. And once again, your rock the baby could be tonight bringing the shin closer, left shin closer to the chest. Could be taking the left foot into the right elbow. This is all for you to decide in consultation with your left hip. And your knees, of course. All right, so let's come back to center. Bring the left ankle across the right thigh. Come into that open pigeon. The right foot just comes to the mat with the left foot flexed, keeping the torso steady. We go side to side. Eventually letting that left foot come all the way down to the right, deciding if the left foot should stay by the right thigh or if it should come to the right shin. Right hand outside of the left shin, left hand back by your hip, long spine, and twist to the left. Taking your gaze towards your left shoulder. And on your exhale, take your gaze to the right. And then exhaling again to the left. And release. Okay, so now we're going to take the left leg, just let it come down in front of the right. Inhale, long spine, folding from the hip creases, fingertips forward, and walk them out. Keep your gaze past your fingertips. Send some nice breath to that left hip. And walk your hands in a little bit and then over to the right. And take it down. The spine is still long. Bring your hands back, forward, press your palms into the earth, shine your heart forward, inhale, and as you exhale, walk your fingertips away, releasing that left hip as much as possible. Good, and then walk your hands back, uncross your legs, take them forward, and give everything a nice crazy shake. Inhale and exhale. All right, so we're going to come to hands and knees now. Make sure your knees are happy. We're going to be doing an open twist to closed twist. All right, if you don't want to be on hands and knees, remember your hands could be on a chair and you could also have your hands on a wall. Okay, so we're going to come into tabletop here and take the right arm up, open up to the right, and then with the right palm facing up, bring the right hand under the body, cross over to the left, and bring it up and under. Bring it up and under. We're going to bring it up And this time when we come under, we're staying here. Now let that right shoulder melt as close to the mat as it will. Right head to the earth and walk those left fingertips forward. The hips are still high, they're over the knees. And then let's release, unwind, come up to your knees and shake out the wrists for a moment. Everybody have that? Are we good to go on the other side? We're going to be doing the same thing. You got that cross under thing? I'm going to turn this way so you can see it. All right, here we go. We're back to our tabletop. Left arm up and under. Reaching up. Crossing under. Reaching up. Crossing under. Reaching up. This time we cross under and hold. Let the left shoulder melt toward the earth. Let the head come down. Hips stay over the knees. Walk the right fingertips forward. Anything doesn't feel right about this? Just come up to where it does feel right. All right, and then unwind. Come back to hands and knees, and then just come up to your knees and shake it out. Inhale and exhale. All right, so we're going to do a couple of push-ups while we're down here to make sure the arms are nice and strong. So come into your knee down plank, and for some of you it'll be knee up plank, and we're going to push up, elbows back, and then hips toward heels. Coming into your plank, push up, hips toward heels. Push up, hips toward heels, and one more time. Take it to child's pose. Head supported. Whatever feels good for you with the arms. Are they forward? Are they back? And then float your way up into a downward facing dog. Come on into a nice even down dog. Inhale and exhale. And take any journey that you like, bringing your feet to your hands. Whether that's a lot of steps, a couple of steps, a little hop. When your feet come to your hands, go ahead and bring your forearms to your thighs, bring your palms together, and pressing through the feet, fingertips up toward the sky. Inhale. We're going to exhale back to mountain pose with our big toes touching. And find some breath here. All right, let's shake it out a little bit. Do a little bit of breathing. Everybody okay? Okay, we're going to work on high crescent lunge to warrior 3. So it is a balance. It's challenging because we'll be moving. So let's remember everything we know about balance, right? We want the feet grounded to start with, and our supporting leg is always foot grounded, the leg is strong, the mind is calm. And as often as possible, we're going to find a spot that isn't moving. Now, you cannot hold a drishti the whole time when you're in a moving balance, but as you move, boom, you find a new drishti, right? Okay, so let's just work on the high crescent lunge to start with. Mountain pose at the top of your mat. Right leg comes way back, heel is lifted, left knee is over left ankle. Okay, that left foot is grounded. If you start to feel off balance and this doesn't feel right to you, you can bring your right heel down, see if that feels more stable for you. Okay, so we're going to be drawing the arms long and lengthening the spine at the same time. Inhale and start to come up. High crescent lunge here. All right, let's just go ahead, step forward, hands down, left leg back, right knee bends. Setting up our high crescent lunge here. Right knee over right ankle. Long through the spine. Arms by the ears. And as you well know, as you lift up, you stop wherever it is before the point where you start to dump into your lower spine. And let's step forward. Okay. So now we're going to do the release and high crescent lunge releasing breath and then coming into warrior three. So let's go ahead and step back to high crescent lunge on the right. Long spine, arms up, inhale, exhale, arms back, release. Inhale, back up, exhale, arms back, release. Inhale, exhale, Here it comes. We're coming up one more time. High crescent lunge, exhale, arms back. Now you could stay right here. Start to set your drishti 6 feet diagonal ahead of your foot, even if you don't have 6 feet there like I don't. Just imagine that spot. And start to come into airplane. Woo. If you fall, you fall. Coming into airplane. And then step back, high crescent lunge, and step forward. Yes, so we're back at the top of the mat. Everybody good with that? Are we good to go? All right, let's do it on the left. Left leg back. High crescent lunge, inhale. Here's the releasing breath. Exhale, inhale. Exhale, releasing breath. Inhale, release, inhale. We take it back and hold, and then decide if we're going to start to come into airplane or just stay where we are. Okay, airplane. Try it on this side. Step back, high crescent lunge, and step forward and shake it out. All right, we're going to go through that one more time. High crescent lunge to airplane, and you can do it the exact same way. On your fourth breath, pause and come into airplane, or on your fourth breath, you can just flow up into airplane. Does that make sense? Top of the mat, right leg back. High crescent lunge. Inhale, exhale, inhale. Exhale, releasing breath back. Inhale, releasing breath back. Inhale, this time we either go back and then lift or all at once. Lift into airplane. Your choice. High crescent lunge. Step forward. All right, left leg back. Here we go. High crescent lunge. Inhale. Exhale, releasing breath back. Inhale, exhale, back. Inhale, exhale, back. Inhale. Now decide all at once or in steps. Back to high crescent lunge. Good. Step forward. Yes. And release. All righty, so come to the top of your mat. Let's meet in mountain pose. Take a few breaths. Inhale and exhale. Did you find that a little challenging? A lot challenging? Yeah. All righty, good. So let's continue to challenge ourselves, okay? This challenge is working through sun salutation on your own. We're going to do one side together, and then I'm going to give you 2 minutes, and you're going to take your sun salutation wherever it goes for you, okay? All right, so let's inhale, float the arms up. Exhale, swan dive. Take a half lift, shine your heart forward, sink everything down, hands down. Big lunge back with the right leg. Knees up or down for your plank. And remember, if you're in that knee up plank, rolling onto the tips of your toes and then chaturanga down sometimes is a great thing to do. Okay, we'll keep the back bend simple with a cobra. When you're on your own, you can make a different choice for back bend if you want. Find your way to downward facing dog. And always take time in your dog to let things release, rebalance, get that length in your spine. Let your breath soften. And then decide what you want to do. Feet to the hands. Do you want to hop? Do you want to take a bunch of steps? Big steps, little steps. Take a half lift, forward fold. Float the arms out and up, palms touch. Hands come heart center and keep going. Just work through, don't worry. Will I finish right and left? Will I only do the left? You've got 2 minutes. You're going to just play with it, and I'll keep you posted as to the time element. I'll let you know when we have half a minute left. All right, continue working through. We've got about 30 more seconds. And without rushing, start to find your finishing up. Don't leave anything out. Just start to finish up. And we'll all meet at the top of the mat. Perfect. All right, so let's just shake things up, wiggle things out. Inhale and exhale, and let's work on a little triangle series. So take your legs wide, okay? Wide in this case for triangle means if you take your arms out, your ankles are going to be pretty much under your wrists. The legs stay straight. Right toes to the right, left toes in at an angle. Pelvis is level. Arms come out from your side. And we reach to the right and back. Reach to the right and back. Reach and back. This time we reach, reach, reach. Let that right hand come down to the leg with the palm face out. Left arm up. Now if that bothers your shoulder, just keep your left hand on your hip. That's fine too. We want the shoulders stacked. Take your gaze toward your right foot. Take it to the center of your space. And then take your gaze up toward your left fingertips. Inhale and exhale in your triangle here. And just bring yourself back up. Now if your leg feels locked out, have a little bit of a bend in your right knee. We don't want to lock out the knee, okay? A little micro bend is good. All right, let's take it back. Triangle on the right. Right back into triangle. Okay. And we'll take the gaze to center now. Let the right arm float up parallel to the earth. Left arm parallel to the right. Nice core triangle here. Lift up. Inhale. And let's go back into triangle with the arms still long. Open the arms as we come up. Good. All right, bring your hands to your hips. Turn your toes forward, even angled toward each other a little bit. And folding from the hip creases, go ahead and take a forward fold. Your head could stay higher than your hips. You could go halfway, you could go farther. Whenever you're where you want to be in your forward fold, let your hands come either to your legs or to the mat and just sway gently side to side. And might as well let the head and neck participate, nodding yes and no. Coming back to center with a nod yes. Bring your hands to your hips with straight legs and a long spine. Come halfway up. And then press through the feet. Come the rest of the way up. All right, let's give everything a little break here. So step or hop your feet together. Shake things out. And we'll do a triangle series on the left. Okay? So here we go. Wide again. Left toes forward. Pelvis is level. Arms are out. We start with a reach and release. Reach and release. Reach and release. Then reach, reach, reach. Let the left hand come down to where it belongs with the palm face out. Right hand to the right hip or right arm straight up. Take your gaze towards your left toes, to the center of your space, to your right hand. And then lift up. We're coming right back into triangle. Reach, 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 triangle. Parallel bottom arm, parallel upper arm, core triangle here. Gazes towards center and we lift up. Keeping the arms long, we come back into core triangle. And open the arms as we lift, hands back to the hips, toes forward. Once again, into just some form of forward fold that makes you happy. It could be up here. It could be down. It could be static. It could be moving. And wherever you are, come back to center, hands to hips, with a long spine. Come halfway up from wherever you are, and then slowly come back up the rest of the way. Take a couple of breaths, and take a journey, feet together, step, hop, whatever you want to do right now. Shake it out. All right, how's everybody doing? Are we good? All right, so let's go ahead and just move around. We're going to spend some extra time on the mat, seated. So go ahead and move around. See how everything feels for you. Have your block nearby. So we're just going to do a supported back bend and a Viparita Karani. So just have your block someplace nearby. Shake things out. And then find your way to the top of your mat. Breathing. Finding mountain pose. Feeling into the body to sense the spaciousness that you might have created with all the releasing things that we did. All right, we're going to meet in down dog. So if that means you do a vinyasa on your way, go ahead. Inhale, float the arms up. Exhale, we swan dive. Taking a half lift, sink the hips down, down dog, or go through your vinyasa, and we will meet. If you're in down dog right now, go ahead and bring your big toes together. Take your knees to one side, hips to the other, moving side to side. And then come back to center. Bring your knees down and find seated mountain pose. If you're still moving through a vinyasa, just meet us in seated mountain pose when you're done. And we're just going to enjoy breathing here. All right, so hands out from your side with the palms face up, the spine nice and long. Inhale the arms up. Turn your palms out and exhaling through the mouth. See if there's anything left to release. Touch the fingers down. And one more breath like that. Grounding the hips down, lifting the arms up. Nice deep inhale, exhale. All right, and shake everything out nice and loose here. Okay, so we're going to move into the Janu Shasana. So go ahead and take your right foot to your left thigh. It could also be by your left calf, if that's a better position for your knee. Your left toes are face up. Your left knee is heading straight up toward the sky. Turn towards your left leg. Inhale, draw the arms up. And reaching, 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 folding from those hip creases, arms forward. Cross at the wrists and hold one side of your left leg with each hand. So your right hand will be on the outside, your left hand's on the inside. All right, now start to come up, release your arms, inhale all the way up, hands down. Take your right knee up, take your left hand outside of your right shin, your right calf. Right arm up and back, inhale, lengthen your spine, exhale, twist. Some of you might want to take that left elbow outside. So let me show you something. We keep the spine straight here. We're not doing this, okay? Okay, so the spine is long. So it doesn't matter if the elbow crosses over or not. The straight spine is more important. Take your gaze towards your right shoulder. Release, unwind. Take both legs straight, give them a crazy shake. And getting ready on the other side. Left foot to the right thigh or calf. Inhale the arms overhead, moving forward from the hips, crisscross at the wrists. Hold on to your right leg. Your gaze is toward your toes. All right, keep breathing, looking past your toes. Good, and then extend the arms. Bring it up. We're going to have the left knee up now, a little distance between that left foot and the right thigh or calf. Right hand outside the left leg, left arm up and back. Inhale, exhale, twist. And if it's this way for you tonight, you might be taking your right elbow outside your left knee. Remember, we're keeping the spine long. We're not leaning back to accomplish that, because that does not accomplish. That just puts the spine in a very poor position. Release, unwind, both legs forward. Give them a nice crazy shake. Inhale and exhale. All right, we're going to do a detoxifying forward fold. Okay, might seem familiar to some of you. You might remember this. We haven't done it in a while. We're going to roll, roll, and come into a forward fold. So I'll demonstrate real quick. It's roll, roll, and fold. Woo! And let's go. Roll, rock, rock, and fold. So we're giving the spine a nice massage here too. And one more time, rock, rock, and when you come into this fold, just enjoy it. Just move around, stay here, breathe. Just notice all the things. And then we're going to roll back down. Put both feet on the mat. Okay. All right, before we get to our supported back bend, let's take the block. If you don't have a block, just imagine there's a block. Put it in between your thighs. Okay? This is going to train the legs to stay, right, with the knees straight up rather than rocking out or falling in. So we're just going to do some rolling back bends here, hands down by your side. As you inhale, roll your pelvis off the mat, take your arms up and back. Nice gentle rolling back bend. Exhale, replace the spine on the mat, hands down by your side. Roll up. Nice and gentle, keeping that block in between the legs. Slowly roll down. And gently up. And slowly down. All right, now we're going to take the block out from underneath, raise the hips, and slide the block under the hips. So a supported back bend, but feel like you still have a block in between your thighs, and you'll feel both feet grounded and the knees hip-width distance apart, so they're not flopping open, they're not knocking together. We're in a nice supported back bend here. And possibly if you have the space in your back for it, you might turn your block up to its second edge. Some people take the block to the third edge if they're really flexible in the spine. If you have wheel and you wanted to do that, this would be a good time to do it. But think about keeping those thighs like there's still a block you're trying to hold between them. And if you're on the second edge of your block, come on back down to the first edge. All right. We're going to come off the block and let the spine settle back down to the earth. Just put the block off to the side for a moment. Feel the earth under you. Inhale and exhale. All right, so we're going to move into Viparita Karani, which would put the block back under the hips. But if your spine is saying enough already, you know, I did enough with that, then just leave the block out. So if you want to, put the block back under your hips. We're going to take the right leg up and the left leg up. Start with the knees bent and maybe straighten the legs for the full Viparita Karani, legs up the wall. This is also very detoxifying as the blood moves and away, right? So it's opposite of the way that we spend our day with everything moving down to the earth. Now we've got the feet up. But it does take a lot of blood to the head, to the heart. So if it starts to feel like you shouldn't be here, bring your feet down. And then we're all going to bring our feet down. Carefully lift off the block if you're on one, and just return your spine to the earth. Okay, we're going to give the spine lots of time to recover here, so just be here, and we'll open the fingers wide and wiggle them into a gentle fist. And we'll do that repeatedly. Just moving the hands, but you can feel the energy going into your forearm, maybe even into your upper arm as you do that. And then rotate the wrists one direction and the other. Bring your hands by your side and just let your head go right to left. Side to side, think about that neck. And then come back to center. Inhale, take the arms long overhead, take the legs long. And then as you exhale, draw your knees in. Okay, so we're in Apanasana here. And just go ahead and hold on to your hamstrings and rock from side to side. So a nice little side to side spinal massage. And then come back to center, and with some space in between your legs, point and flex your feet. And circle your ankles one direction and the other. And then release, bring your feet back down to the mat. Start to scan your body. See what other moves or realignments your body might be needing right now as you start to find out where final relaxation will be for you tonight. And finding your way to a nice, settled, comfortable place. Inhale through the nose. And a nice releasing breath. Let's do it through the mouth. Exhale. just let your body release onto the earth as you move into final relaxation. Begin to bring your awareness back to your space. Invite a deeper breath. Gently bring movement back to your body. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. And on your next inhale, stretch long. Exhale, draw your knees in. Give yourself a hug. Find your way over to a side. And as you gently bring yourself back up to a nice, easy seat, turn your gaze to your own good heart and your bright spirit. Thank and honor yourself for your practice, and we thank and honor each other for sharing this time. Namaste.